Hello and namaskar viewers, I am Sanjeev Pandya welcoming you to this week's edition of the Tax Talk with AJ. The show is brought to you by Science CPA Services, a full-fledged complete professional accounting firm, multiple locations in the state of New Jersey. They can assist you with your personal taxes, corporate taxes or any taxes related matters. But not only that, they can also help you to have a virtual CEO, CFO, payroll services, bookkeeping services, and the tax audit matters as well. Their on-hand, knowledgeable, and experienced CPAs can guide you and advise you in the right direction. You can give them a call to make an appointment on the phone, in person. It's all possible. Give them a call at 908-888-8900 or visit their website, sciencecpaservices.com. With that note, I'd like to welcome Mr. AJ Kumar, CPA, MBA with Science CPA Services with over 25 years of experience. Joins us every week in this show, The Tax Talk with AJ. AJ, good to have you.
Thank you, Sanjeevji. Thank you for the kind introduction.
You're very welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, the other gentleman you see, he's our guest. He is actually a founder and chairman of Asian American Republican Coalition, which is known as ARC. Now, this group is the one that has brought Republicans in the area together, and this was founded about 7-8 years ago. And the group is strengthening its bond in the New Jersey politics as well as all the way up to Washington, D.C. Played a very active role in the last New Jersey's governor election and, of course, current President Donald Trump's election and the campaign last time and this time also. And Mr. Hemant Bhatt is the key person of the ARC, and he joins us because in today's show we're going to discuss something very important which affects you, me, the guest, and everybody else. But this is what it is. You know, we all love Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam, of course, comes up with the tax. So we're going to discuss the tax-related matters. What are the changes in the tax things that are anticipated this year? Because President Donald Trump, if you remember, back in 2017, he offered a very, very generous tax cut package. It worked out very well. This year, is it going to expire? Is it going to be changed? What's going to happen? AJ is going to give us input, and then Mr. Hemant Bhatt is also going to give his input in today's show. It's going to be an interesting show, just like as always. So AJ, start with you. You're CPA and MBA and of course tax accountant. So let's start with anticipated tax changes for this year.
Absolutely, and Hemant Bhai, thank you for coming on. Absolutely. So let's start with Tax Cut and Jobs Act, Sanjeevji. That's what you mentioned. In 2017, the government brought in Tax Cut and Jobs Act, and we want to remind our viewers, Mr. President Trump was the president during that time, and if history has anything to teach us, we expect this tax cut bill that we are expecting now is going to be even bigger than what we saw last time in 2017. The thing is that we have to remember though, that bill was for 8 years only. When we had Tax Cut and Jobs Act, that bill is expected to expire at the end of 2025, December 31st, 2025. So a lot of people were concerned about it. A lot of general population was concerned about it. That was saving a lot of money. I mean, there are a lot of good things in that Tax Cut and Jobs Act. Say, for example, if you remember, Sanjeevji, so the 35% of the corporate income tax was cut down to 21%.
21%, yes.
Right? And if you think about it, there were a lot of changes on the estate taxes. The limit that used to be around 5 million was doubled up. Now we are looking at 14 million of limit. So a lot of people were concerned if that limit goes away, we'll be back to 5 million. There were a lot of other changes in the Tax Cut and Jobs Act that were expected to expire. Child tax credit. So now knowing that Trump is back, Republican Party is back in the center, a lot of people are counting on the fact, and you can give more information around it. We understand that there is already a bill that people are working on it, Hemant Bhai.
Yes.
So we are expecting this time, this tax cut is going to be bigger than what we saw in 2017.
So first of all, my question to you is the 2017 tax cut, which is set to expire this year. The key question is that will that remain in effect after 2025? Will it be modified to even make it better for the taxpayers?
All right. Thank you, Sanjeev bhai. Thank you, Ajay ji, for this opportunity. And it's really, I'm so happy to be here.
Glad to hear you.
And basically, like, I think the topic what you have selected today is of not only importance to the economy, but it is very important to the citizens and all the people staying in America right now.
Absolutely.
And because that is impacting the pocket of everybody.
Yes.
You know, the money taken out from the pocket, money remains in the pocket, and money which is going to remain in the pocket will be making the people richer.
It's going to, it's
That
going to go
comes
out
into
to
circulation,
make
economy can be
better.
good.
Yes.
So, taking a clue from what Ajay ji said, that in 2016 when the President Trump got elected, and he brought an excellent bill of tax cut for the individuals and for the corporates and everybody. Now, their tax, but at this point of time, they are going to expire, as you very rightly said, in December 2025. But President Trump has told in most of the rallies, public rallies he attended, campaign rallies, that he is running for the office, and he said that tax cuts will be extended, which Democrats and all the people, they were on the content, they were not going to extend.
Correct.
Imagine a situation where tax cuts would not have been extended by Democrats who have come to power. American people, small people, middle class people, everybody would have been really in a big problem.
On top of that, high inflation rate we are
High
having,
inflation
and
rate,
consumer
yes.
price index and everything.
At this time, because of the high inflation rate, lot of people are not even able to afford the grocery bills and everything. But of course, President Trump administration is working very hard to bring it down. But imagine a situation where the tax cuts have not been extended, then the American would have been really a very, very big problem. In fact, I was talking to my daughter, and I was talking to her about this, and she said, "Daddy, I mean, I'm right now facing so much problem, and if the tax cut goes away, what will happen to my tax and all that?"
Correct.
So I told her, "Beta, don't worry. Lot of things are coming in this tax bill. The GOP Congress already presented the big beautiful bill to the Congress members for discussion.
Yes.
Now this big beautiful bill has lot of aspects. Main aspects are the extension of the tax cut. Now as far as the tax cuts are concerned, it is not only to be extended. It is going to be made permanent. Now they are thinking that instead of extending and what is happening, it is going to be permanent. They think about making it permanent. There will be the immigration bill, there will be a border security bill, and everything will be coming together. There was some discussion going on about splitting this bill into 2 or 3, but then the President Trump told them that we don't want to come back and forth with this kind of law. Let us make it, let us seal it, and let us keep the promise what we have given to American people.
Correct.
Now, only one point I would like to add, then you can definitely supplement what you want to say. Basically, promises made, promises kept.
Very nice.
This guy, president, has not only made the promises, he is working from day one. See the changes in actions he is taking from day one. Lot of executive orders and
It's evident.
every time. So, but then I would like to talk to the viewers that this is in the process. It has not been finalized yet. It is subject to the approval of the Congress and the Senate. So, particularly this show we have organized today to make you mentally prepare what is coming.
100%.
It is not like that this is already effective today.
Well, mentally prepare and also look into it that what kind of tax cuts going to come in. So now let's look at the scenario to make it a little easier for our viewers.
Right.
In a layman language, as AJ mentioned, the anticipated tax cuts. AJ, you started to mention with the corporate tax and then elimination of estate tax, right? And then of course, not to forget elimination of income tax on tips. You know how many
Tax,
this
absolutely.
hospitality employees going to be happy when the tips and overtime and social security benefits that's taken out, and capital gains tax, as you know, that these are the anticipated
Right.
Even
changes.
overtime.
Yeah.
Right, but just to clarify, that no tax on tips, social security and overtime was not part of the TCJ, not part of the Tax Cut and
Tax
Jobs
Cut,
Act.
correct.
These are the new tax benefits.
Absolutely.
that
He wants
Mr.
to add into it.
Absolutely.
He wants
so
to
what
add
we are
into it.
expecting is this tax cut, the bill that we are expecting, is going to be much bigger in nature.
Yes.
But we have to all remember that right now, the problem that this country has inherited, we are sitting on 36 trillion dollar of debt. So when you come into a system that you already owe 36 trillion, not million, not billion, how do you fix the system and keep paying the bill? So far the program was you keep kicking the can to the next term. But now Mr. President is trying to fix this system. Now we are talking about not IRS anymore. People talk about Mr. Sam and then they get scared. Now we are talking about ERS. We will create a system called External Revenue Service, Hemant Bhai.
Absolutely.
You will see the whole media is talking about tariff, whole media is talking about and giving a bad name to it. We are creating a system around it. How do we create money for the companies, for the corporations that are getting the manufacturing done outside this country, that are getting the import from outside this country? Why can't we give benefits to the companies that are doing manufacturing?
They are going to set up the wealth fund, US wealth fund.
Yes, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
US wealth fund is going to be because some lot of countries, I mean not lot of, but some of the countries US wealth fund, and this wealth fund is going to be a buffer. It is going to be buffer in case of any the debt is increasing or in case of any buying of the property. In fact, this administration is also thinking to buy, I mean to sell lot of federal land and lot of things which is just play idle.
No, I know. So now, as we are just approaching into the break, let's just talk about this. We talked about anticipated tax changes, and AJ brought in some of the key issues. What was not there back in 2017, President Donald Trump wants to include that. There's a, there are a lot of things connected with the tax cuts. It's just not one simple thing, tax cut. First and foremost thing, President Donald Trump says that in the last 4 years, Americans have suffered a lot because of high inflation, CPI, high CPI, consumer price index, and then all kind of rates very high, mortgage rates very high, because the previous government decided to help out, Ukraine and the other countries with the billions of dollars. He wants to make sure now Americans can save some money, and that's why he wants to bring in a tax cuts. He is also looking into it, DOGE, which is, Department of Government Efficiency, try to save money also. Tariffs have come in to control illegal immigrants. So there are a lot of things related to these tax cuts. What we're going to do, we're going to take a break right now, and after the break, when we come back, we're going to look at more into these tax cuts and the other side of the tax cuts as politicians discuss. We're going to bring all the information for you in this episode. Stay with us. Welcome back to the second half of the Tax Talk with AJ. This weekly show brings you all the latest that you really need to know when it comes to taxes. We are in middle of very heavy and busy tax season. Hope you have put in all your documents together to file your taxes for the year 2024. And once you have done it and you're thinking about having a really knowledgeable, experienced CPAs who can not only help you to file your taxes right, but can also advise you what are the deductions you're entitled to get and where you can save money on the taxes. And that's what Science CPA Services, the accounting firm, is all about. They have very high standard among their clients, and they're very well known to have the taxes done right and also to advise their clients how to get all the deductions. Now, besides taxes, they can also help you. Now, talk about tax. If you are by any chance, you have a tax audit matter and you're wondering what to do, contact Science CPA Services. They can definitely help you out with the tax audit, as they have helped out hundreds of thousands of clients throughout the country, and they will definitely guide you. They can be reached at 908-888-8900 or visit their website sciencecpaservices.com. In case if you have just joined in, today's topic is President Donald J. Trump's anticipated tax cuts. When it's going to get in effect, how it's going to be happen, and what are the other things that it will make, either it will benefit or it will not so benefit in the other thing. That's what we are discussing. So now we go into the second topic. After discussing anticipated tax changes for this year or during President Donald J. Trump's, let's talk about economic predictions. That what kind of economic predictions will this bring out if this tax change is going to effect?
Well, let's think about it. Let's think it through. When you talk about Tax Cut and Jobs Act, a lot of people will tell you that it's going to create a deficit for the government. A lot of people will tell you to increase the indebtedness for the U.S. government. But and you will see it in the news. But when you say it's going to create a deficit for the government, it means people are paying less taxes. So where is this money going? It means people are keeping more money. when people are keeping more money in their pocket, they are able to buy more stuff. So the money comes back into the economy. So the money will circulate more, and it should create better economy in general. When you have lesser tax cut, more money for the public.
That will affect GDP.
GDP,
should affect the
exactly.
GDP.
That will affect
Absolutely.
GDP. GDP will
Absolutely.
get more and
Go
more
up.
healthier.
100%.
Absolutely. So, and and it affects GDP, at the same time, unemployment rate can also be stable around 4% or less than 4%.
It should go down. When
Yes.
people have more money in their business, when the tax cuts are going down, people will be encouraged to get more employment. People
Yes.
will be able to hire more people.
Yes.
So it should be.
See, the economic activity will also be increased to such a level. Like, look at the once I have $1,000 extra in my pocket, I'm just giving a hypothetical example. I will look for the renovation of my house. I will buy a new
Invest in
car.
the stock market.
I will invest in the stock market. And
Stock
that
market will boom.
That is what exactly is happening.
Correct.
By when the President Trump took over from the office, the day on which he elected, the market was jumped by almost 600
100%.
points.
Absolutely.
Even today, there is little bit volatility here and there, but the market is so firm.
No, market is so firm that by the time the show goes on the air, we could be reaching Nasdaq 20,000.
There you go.
And by the end of the year, we could reach Dow Jones 50,000. We are at
Exactly.
47,000 right
Yeah.
now.
Wow.
And Nasdaq, when it closed, 19,000, some 600 or 700, right?
If-
So by the time the show goes on the air this week or very soon,
Even the Russell 2000,
Yes.
the Russell 2000 is almost like we already
S&P
broke the
500
record,
is
came back
doing
little
well.
bit. But people say the business owners' confidence is enhanced by 36%.
There's an optimism in the
A
air.
lot of optimism, lot of optimism.
all right, so now let's look at the other side, because this is where we really want to have a debate. We can talk about all the glory things, what these tax cuts will do to the Americans and to the country. Republicans, President Donald Trump is lucky to have majority in both houses, right? Republicans are divided. They are not agreeing to this tax package, which understandably they have their
Which is
own
not a bad
concerns.
thing, which is a good thing.
No, which is
creates
not a bad thing, yes.
Which creates healthy conversation,
correct.
healthy discussion, and more competition among ourselves. So we are all thinking.
See,
Sometimes.
basically, sorry to interrupt you. Basically, all the GOP, I'm seeing a lot of interviews of the House Speaker and the Senate Majority Leader and everybody. They are telling, they have been told, the 77 million Americans have voted for President Trump. You are supposed to carry out the agenda what he promised to the American while he was run for the office. And if you can see the Senate in a Senate, like recent confirmation of the Tulsi Gabbard and R.K. Jr., everybody is coming forth. So even GOP knows that if they don't fall within the ambit of the President Trump's agenda, which he has promised, the GOP will not be in a position to secure majority in 2026 when there will be a congressional election again. So the tone, I think the general grapevine is going on among the Republicans that do or die, do what President Trump is asking us to do, and let us do whatever we can do for the best interest of the American people.
That's why there is a very popular saying in Washington, D.C. right now. It's not Republican Party anymore. It's Donald J. Trump's party. That's exactly what they say. There's a Democratic Party versus Donald J. Trump's party. And yes, it is a fact that whatever individuals that Donald J. Trump had nominated, most of them have gotten confirmation.
Absolutely. Everybody until time.
And except some people who really come out of the race, like Matt Gaetz, when he was nominated for Attorney General, was not fit for Attorney General, but he withdrew his own nomination.
Absolutely.
Other than that, most of them have gotten nomination. When the show goes on the air, I'm not sure by that time if Kash Patel has been confirmed by Senate as the FBI director, but we'll see. Now let's come back to these things. So my point is, Donald J. Trump has gotten 2 years. 2 years because he has got the majority in all over.
Congress, yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen in the Congress
26.
election in 2 years. In a worst scenario, what if this tax cuts does not become?
I don't think so.
No,
because
what if? What
if
if?
you take an example, please. Last time around, President Trump came in power in 2016. It was the first time. He
Yes.
did not know what he was doing. He had to fight a lot of red tape to get through the system.
Oh, I know.
Even then, he was able to push through, and that's why we call it 2017 TCJA,
Correct.
Tax Cut and Jobs Act.
Yes.
This year, all bets are that he will have the the Tax Cut and Jobs Act extended in a more glorified way this year itself. He is not going to wait for 2
No,
years.
he's not going to wait. He's got 2 years. So there is no point in
See,
waiting because he wants to get this thing done, and then he's got other things to focus on.
And he is required to do this because he knows that I will have to have more seats in Congress if I can do this.
100%.
So right now they are 218 seats and the Democrats are 215. So if he can do better work, then he can increase the seats and he will not have to dip. So basically, like he has a majority in Congress, we have a White House, we have a Senate. And very important thing is that the American people now are so confident, they are so jubilant for whatever he's doing, and he's keeping on doing it. And my personal perspective is America is now going to in a very different era of economic development, lower inflationary trends, and the GDP is also being recorded a very good high. I mean, good GDP, highest good GDP. All this will lead to strengthen and install the superiority of America in the world,
More prosperous country.
more prosperous country, and this is going to really help all the American people who are living here. And one more thing, the burden of illegal immigration which this country was facing all these years is being reduced to a great extent.
Yes.
The government benefit, the money which were going out of from the government to the illegal people, like funding the sanctuary cities and all that, that is being stopped. So there will be surplus amount of money which
And
they
then
already
to add
spending.
one more thing, President Donald J. Trump immediately took action on U.S. aid,
Yep.
U.S. Agency for International Development. All these countries getting millions of dollars from U.S. What are we getting in return?
What are we finding out now? If we knew, if the general population knew about this
Yes.
at the time of election,
Yes.
I bet the result would be even different.
More better.
Yeah, of
Correct.
course.
The other
Think
thing,
about
the
it.
other thing that came out in the news, and I'm sure the viewers will know soon, President Donald J. Trump had offered government employees to take a severance
Yep.
package, take it now, or maybe risk your job, risk losing your job sometime in September, October. As of now, what I have heard and read, 75,000
people.
government employees have accepted
Accepted.
severance package. All right. So coming back to the point, AJ, question for you: if this, a tax and then the job cut, so it's not going to be, it's not going to be eliminated. It's going to be there. So there is no point in talking about what if this tax cut doesn't come in effect. So you're saying it will be in
The
effect.
details will change.
Yeah.
So the details will, in some cases, will have much better results. In
Okay.
some cases, we may not have that result.
Right.
Say, for example, SOLT was limited to 10,000 in TCJA. All bets are that SOLT limitation will be either removed or will be increased to 25,000.
Right.
It's going to save more money, especially for the states where the property taxes are higher. New York, New Jersey, California residents will benefit. So the idea here is not only we want to extend TCJA, Tax Cut and Jobs Act, we want to make certain provisions as permanent, and we want to improve upon it. After doing it in 2017, it's been 8 years, what we learned from it?
Okay.
What are people feeling, where are people feeling the pain?
Right.
What can we do now in the second time around to improve it?
Okay, fine. So we talked about, now we have 2 minutes to go into. I have a question to ask you.
Please.
Part of this tax cuts or whatever structure, and then controlling this government spending, completely unnecessary government spending. On top of that, as Donald J. Trump had said in his rally and election campaign, that why can't we drill our own oil in a backyard, right? Why do we have to rely on other countries such as Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, and everything else? If that happens, AJ and Hemant Bhai, if we're able to drill oil in our own backyard, meaning in Texas and the surrounding areas, how will it impact the U.S.
Okay,
economy?
so
We have 1 minute left.
no problem. Energy production, self-sufficient production will reduce because the supply is more, the production cost will go down,
Yes.
the energy prices will go down, the transportation cost will go down.
Gas will be cheaper.
The gas will be cheaper. Once the transportation cost goes down, then the commodities,
Yes.
the things available to the
Correct.
people will be cheaper.
Correct.
Inflation will all, see, he already said,
Yes.
I will control the inflation by more energy independence.
Correct.
And that is what exactly going to happen. And according to me, once this is a wonderful point, baby drill, this is what exactly he was talking every time when he was in the campaign rally. And I am personally of the opinion that I think you, Ajay ji, will agree with me that America is entering a golden age.
it's a beginning right now.
Right.
I'd like to have AJ's closing
It will
comment.
have a compounding effect. It's not just one thing they're talking about. When the gas goes down, everything, the
Correct.
travel goes down,
Correct.
everything gets affected.
Right.
And the most importantly, the dependence is limited.
Yeah.
Now you are dependent on all these countries. You have to maintain the relationship. In many cases, you have to give them aid. You have to work with them.
Yep. Yeah.
If you are energy independent, then you can write your own story.
Absolutely. All right, folks, so that's all we have it for you in this episode. But mind you, whenever this topic comes in the news or whenever there is something happening when it comes to tax cuts or whatever news is happening, we'll definitely make sure that we'll have Mr. Hemant Bhatt as our guest as he shares his knowledge and efficiency and his expertise in this issue, because he himself has been an entrepreneur and he has dealt with the clients in the industry where he was really doing very well. So we're going to continue to give you best possible updates in this show, Tax Talk with AJ. Remember, this is the only tax show on a South Asian TV channel, and that's on ITV Gold. Hemant Bhai, thank you so very much
My
for being
pleasure.
our guest.
Anytime. This is a wonderful time I have, and I really, let me tell you one thing in the conclusion. I know Ajay Kumar.
Right.
He is very professional.
Yes.
He is very smart.
Yes.
And I attended 1 or 2 of his meetings there, and I was feeling, oh my God, I mean, I haven't seen any CPA office which was having so good infrastructure.
That's why I always say, you know, the CPA, very professional, very full-fledged
Thank
account from AJ. Thank you so very much for your
Thank you.
time. Good to have you. When we come back next week, we're going to have another interesting topic for you. Thank you for watching Tax Talk with AJ. I am Sanjeev Pandya, wishing you all a very, very romantic, happy Valentine's Day. Until we meet again next week, same place, same time. So long.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.